Uh, we are, what are we, 369? I think we are 10. I think everybody's in. Okay, so we'll just do a quick check. We've got all the time in the world, even though it is a 1 hour session. It's been planned in such a way that um, you really get the most out of the next 45, 50, give or take minutes, and maybe a few bonus minutes. So before we get started, if you're ready to get started, like you feel, okay, now physically I'm here, I'm present, and mentally, well, wherever the mind moves and does its own little jiggery pokery, but physically, you're here, you're sitting in front of your machine, you've got your speakers on, because you will see why after this, we do about 25, 30 minutes of why I said, bring a pair of headphones on. So we are pretty much ready to get started. Yeah. So first things first, make sure that you pin my video, because unlike other Zoom calls that you may or may not have attended in the past, here, very important, and especially for those of you, I think, Sidhu, if you can turn your camera the other way around. Yeah, perfect, because it helps me to be able to track you so that I can weave the session so it will have elements that are for you specifically. And to do that, the first thing is make sure that you pin my video. Yeah. So just go there and click that so you can only see my face, not because it's feeding my ego. It's just so that you're able to stay focused here. And more importantly, that it is me and you having this conversation, me and you together going deeper into deep trance visualization. So for those of you who just joined in, Deepali, good to see you. Please keep your video on so that you can help me help you get the most out of today. And Snigdha, welcome. It is going to be a lot of fun. If you have any, your mind is kind of like doing its own chatter, you're in the right place. You're like, oh my God, what did I sign up for? Why am I here? And Ekta, this is again a question. If you can switch your, perfect. I love how I didn't even need to complete my sentence. Arpita, if you're there, one, two, if you can put your video on, put it on, because it will help me help you get more out of the next, uh, I would say about 25, 30 minutes of this format. And then towards the end, I'll again open it up so you can all, see each other. We can all interact. And yes, Arpita, flip your camera. So perfect. Okay. Are you all ready? If you are, just like two thumbs up. Which means make sure that whatever device that you have in front of you, it's away from you. You're hands free, right? Because if you're kind of like holding the camera, doing this, you're physically going to be in like three different places. So it's a different way of me just asking you to relax. Yeah. And if you can feel any kind of tension building up, that's a good sign. Yeah, because I have it too. I'm human, and while I am leading you, if I don't feel that, that means I'm not completely here, right? That means I've kind of switched off, right? So if you're feeling any kind of tension or sensations, you're in the right place. Okay, so for those of you who just joined late, make sure that you've pinned my video so you only are able to see me. So it's you and me having this conversation. Excellent. And let's get going. So remember, we are really going to get deep into the deep trance visualizations. So that's my first question then, right? Um, why trance? Yeah. So why trance? Like, not even what is trance? It's like why trance? Yeah. Bless you. Okay. So even as I've asked the question, something in your mind is already uh, filling in those blanks, right? Because that's just how our minds are made. That's just how our minds are designed. So rather than, me just say that, I want you to think about this for a second. Even as you're sitting here with your eyes open, this is all we're still doing open eyes, right? Your eyes are open, but even as you're sitting here listening to me, looking at the screen, as you can see now, you might start to notice that there's a certain tunneling that's already begun. Like the sounds on the extremities are starting to disappear. The image is starting to focus in, so everything else starts to blur. Because as you really consider this now, I know there's some of you, and there's maybe you who's still kind of physically in a fidgety space, and maybe there's you that is calmer now. But really, relax now. Really deeper now. Even as you keep those eyes open and stay still for just this moment. That's right. Because in a moment, you will feel that oh so familiar sense of wanting to close your eyes, but not just yet. It's just beautiful as I'm seeing this here. I obviously, you know, need at this point to see everybody so I can track you. But if you notice, something just happened inside. This is not even the session yet, by the way. Okay, so this is just a sampler of, we do this all the time, by the way, right? You're probably familiar with the driving trance, right? We get into the car, you know that you're here, and then suddenly it's like 3 signals later, what happened, right? So we go so deep into focus that everything else goes out of focus. And that is something that you already have, and that is what together we're going to take advantage of. But there's a reason why we're going to do it in a certain way, right? So something I want you to really consider. What is your big dream? For some of you, I've met you before. For some of you, I'm meeting you for the first time. And regardless of who you are, really consider this right now. What is your big dream? So remember, I asked you to bring your notebook and your pen. I hope you also have the water to the side. But your pen and book, just open it up now and write down what is your big dream. So go ahead and do that for the next 2 minutes. As you do this, and I'm going to assume, because I'm just looking at the screen, I'm going to assume that you have your headphones on. Very important. If you don't have it, you don't have it. If you do, make sure that it's on with you for the rest of this session till we get to about the latter half of it. So as you're doing this now, sitting here, writing, or just thinking with your eyes open, and you hear this question, what is your big dream? Or what is my big dream? Just use this moment to start to focus on that sheet of paper in front of you, regardless of what you're hearing coming through your ears or on your screen. Let that start to disappear and become background. For ground, as you look at your book now and start to write, really begin to focus on what is your big dream. is this dream that hasn't yet fully come to life? Who are you that is this big dream? Let these words take you deeper in, even as you focus on what it is that you truly want. You can inhale and exhale into this big dream now. But remember, your main focus is to write, physically write. Because as they say, what's right for you is just in front of you. Now, it may be further away than you had imagined, or maybe closer. But what's important is that you're now using your conscious mind and your unconscious to write, truly write what's always been there for you, but taking this moment to consciously write in words. Take about 30 seconds more to complete. If you have already written it, just scan the words, see what stands out. It may or may not surprise you. That's it. That's it. All right. Okay. So now we're going to start the actual session in case you were wondering. And as you know, you're here for deep trance visualizations. We're going to do just that. Okay, so make sure that you've got your pens and papers to the side. You won't need that for about a length of time or a width of time. It's like, what is that? How do you like 'em apples? Okay, so just make sure that you're sitting back comfortably. You've got your headphones on, and very important that you have your phone on silent minus the vibrator. Okay, excellent. So let's dive in. All right, so make sure that for now it's just you and me. So I will be talking to you even as you sit back comfortably. For those of you hunching forward, just relax. It's okay. You are okay. And it helps if you already have that half smile or full smile or confused smile. It's okay, right? So make sure that you've got your palms resting comfortably in your lap or on your chair, both your hands. That's it. Because remember, I can see you and you are just seeing me. So make sure that you're sitting back. Give your body that moment to rest. because everything's going to be okay if it isn't already. So as you sit back now, that's it. And you already know what's coming. So maybe just close your eyes or just do that in a moment now. That's right. That's right. Just sit back, relax. Take this moment of self care as you scan your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And now, just take a deep breath and really relax. That's right. There we go. Deeper now. Inhale and exhale. That's right. You can feel that now. And it's okay because remember, you are safe, you are protected, and you are loved in this space now, even as you close your eyes. Really close your eyes now. That's it. That's it. There we go. Relaxing into this deeper, more relaxed space and state now. Because every breath that you take is a gift that you received when you did. And you indeed feel it now. So much more relaxed. That's right. Feel that deep relaxation now. Drifting in and drifting out. Because your unconscious has been with you all this while, keeping you safe, keeping you at peace, keeping you here, there, now, then. Then, as you allow yourself now to go even deeper, deeper still, that's it. Going even deeper now with every breath, breathing every cell into life and life into every cell. That is a gift for you. That the universe, that your creator, that God, that spiritual master has opened up for you now. And the more you are open to receive, receive openly now. And as you focus in and focus out, just begin to allow yourself to go way back in time, way, way back in time, when it was so easy to receive. All you said was, I want this. And it just magically even came to you, came for you. And just like that, like Christmas, like my birthday, like any day now, even as you may or may not remember that specific moment, but you remember the other one, just allow yourself to just float into this now and have it. Truly feel how good this feels to receive, as if by Because knowing that you have and you do this ability, this magic gift, receiving what it is that in a moment you had thought about. Ah, wouldn't this be so lovely to have this now? As you feel it inside of you now, how good it is to receive, knowing that you are loved and cared for and protected by your own divinity. You may call it that or something else. You may call it nothing or everything. What's important is that you already have this. It's always been there in this life and others, for others, and for you. Now, as you begin to feel this, really feel this. That's right. It's as relaxing now as receiving this. And as you receive this now, let land into that future moment where your big desire, your big dream is already real. You already are living this big dream, the big desire. It's already real. Breathing in it, waking up in it, drifting to sleep in it. Already yours. In fact, it's already yours to share with others. Whatever thoughts and doubts that you had are past, and this present that you get to share with others every day. That's right. Really feel this good. I wonder what else has drifted in for that future even further away and out and away for you now. That's right. Really now. Because when you allow yourself to keep open, breathing easily as you relax into this expansion and this expanded world, your physical body is an amazing gift that is built on expansion. Our thoughts, our deep, deep, big desires and dreams open up, and we open up to even more now than we had even ever imagined. So as you allow yourself now to go wider, broader, deeper, further now further than you ever imagined. Who are you there, like here and so much more? Really, who are you? Even as you think ponder and drift deeper, really deep, and deeper still. That's right. Really allow yourself to go deeper and deeper still. Now, that's right. That's right. How good this feels now. So in a moment, just float into that first moment of consciously being aware that you received already from way back now. And just give thanks and gratitude for knowing as an organism how good this feels to receive. And just slowly begin to drift, truly drift into this space and time now, even as you reflect, truly reflect on the past. That's right. And the future. Really expand yourself, making room for all the wonderful desires and dreams that have already begun to now manifest, truly manifest inside of you, into the outside, and the outside connected so ever presently into this moment now. So only when you are ready, slowly start to bring your awarenesses into your toes, into your nose, those fingertips, and the tips and toes of your head and back and front. And with the next several breaths, slowly begin to bring your awarenesses of this space and time, the table, the chair, your body. That's right, my voice. And never so slowly begin to bring your palms together and gently begin to rub your palms together. That's it. And start to feel that heat flowing, really flowing between your palms. That's right. Really feel that heat now. And when you feel it really strong, you can place it on one part and then the other and then the other of your body, your physical body, giving thanks and feeling gratitude for having received all these blessings. And in a moment, gently begin to open your eyes and just pay attention to your book and write down words, thoughts, ideas, pictures, or symbols that are coming to you now. That's right. Gently begin to open your eyes and you can begin to write. take about a minute now to just jot down whatever words, thoughts that you have that are floating around in your mind. That's right. And even if your mind is all over the place, it's exactly where it needs to be right now. Another 30 seconds. Okay. And now you could put your pens down for a moment. Okay, so very important question, and this is still you and me talking, so this is just one-on-one right now. So make sure that you still got me pinned on your screen. Here's a very important question. In the experience that you've had, here's one question for you right now. Why is it that you're still going to fail to get what it is that is your big desire or your big dream? Just think about it for a second. Why are you still going to fail to get what you want? Because if it was something that you even wanted till yesterday, you'd have already got it, right? So just think about that. Why is it that you are going to fail to get that? Just let that thought percolate for a second. And it's still you and me having this conversation. Okay. Now that you have, obviously, your brain knows what to do, your mind knows what to do. So now you can unpin so that we're all in this space together. And whoever here has the, I have an answer, I have an answer. Just unmute yourself, please, and just share, like, why is it that you're going to fail to get that, to have that, to live that? Yeah, Deepali looks like she's ready, so go ahead, hit the unmute button. Tell me, Deepali.
It's always a doubt which is disturbing, no?
What's that? It's always
The doubt,
the
the
doubt.
doubt, like, that.
Excellent.
Yes, I
So
have
the
doubt,
doubt,
but yeah,
yeah. So for you, what
yeah,
you really feel is the doubt, isn't it?
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so you can mute yourself again. Let's get Veena's already
So,
very interested. So Deepali,
Rahul,
just mute your. Okay, I'll mute you. Don't worry, I'll mute you. There is still a lot of somebody. Yeah. Okay, you're ready now, Veena. Go for it.
inaction is what I got. Again, added to that someone is pulling me back. It may be myself also. I don't
So
know.
there's doubt. There's inaction. There's someone is pulling me back. Excellent. Okay. Who is next?
Pooja.
Yes. Go ahead.
It's just the choice to pick it up.
The choice to pick it up. Okay. Good one. Okay. Who is next? Sumati looks like she's like, should I not? Go ahead, hit the mic button. Yes, go ahead, Sumati.
It's the fear.
The fear. Yeah,
The
sure.
how much ever you start to think positive, there is a negative moment which takes you back 100 steps back.
Right. And I love the way you framed it, right? It's how much ever you think, not how much ever I think. Just listen to what you just said. It's how much ever you think versus saying it's how much ever I think. Yeah. There's a reason why I'm pointing that out, and I'll share the flip side of what you just said in a moment. Yeah.
Okay.
You said how much ever you think, there is always
One moment of that negative
one moment of that negative. That's so
that takes you
beautiful.
back.
That means if there is a a stronger, bigger, different moment of positive, it can take you forward.
Yes.
It can, but there is
Yes.
that one moment of negative.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, so if you can I'll mute you actually. It's easier that way. Okay, so who is left? Snigdha is smiling, so she's ready. Go for it, Snigdha. Go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
So I don't know what exactly is going to make me fail, but right now I just feel so exhausted to
So I
get.
must say this is like a really unreal moment, right? So I'm looking at Snigdha and I'm not seeing her mouth move, but I can hear her speak. So I'm thinking like, wait a second, what just happened here? But I like that you've kind of like, no, wait. I let me tell you what I think. So
Oh
Snigdha,
no, I
you
heard
go
it
on.
as Ekta. Sorry,
So
I
it's the
didn't.
universe's way of saying, okay, Ekta has to first speak. So here in this room we do things differently. So Snigdha, you'll be the absolute next person. Finish what you were saying, Ekta. Go for it.
Sorry, I didn't know there was someone
That's
called
fine.
Snigdha.
It's perfectly fine. Go for it.
Okay. Um. So yeah, I'm just so exhausted. Like I
Yeah,
don't just.
yeah. That's it. That's all that it is. Okay, so that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to mute you. Go ahead, Snigdha. Snigdha, go ahead. Okay, your mic. Why is it me or is it you? No, your mic is no, still not. Just plug your yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's some kind of insecurity, fear, fear which is just pulling me back. Like
Insecurity
I
and
said,
fear
able to
that's
go
pulling you
ahead,
back.
but
Yeah,
not able to do it.
fair,
Fear, a lot of
fair.
fear, insecurity.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yes, it's one of three now. Who's going to sort of go first, or just unmute yourself? That's the quickest. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, I'm going to unmute somebody here. So, okay, go ahead, Shivdeep.
It's surely my inaction.
It's
It's stopping. Surely my inaction that
yeah.
laziness in me.
I love how the universe sends us signals, right? You said surely my inaction, so it took me like the second time to ask for one of three to hit the button. Okay, so inaction is
It's a
that.
true
Okay, so you can.
conspiracy.
It's all a big conspiracy, as they say. Maybe. Okay, so just go ahead and I'll mute you. Okay, so we either have Sidhu or Arpita. Who's first? Sidhu's like, wait. Go ahead, Sidhu. Hit it. Yeah, go for it.
Sir, whatever you taught, no deep trance, it was very nice. It was very wonderful experience for me.
So Sidhu, I have a question for you. Right? Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
I have a question for you. You know now what your big dream is. What stops
Yes.
you from getting it?
So I am feeling alone, sir. I am feeling alone. I don't have any team. I think team is required for my dream. So my
Brilliant.
big dream. So I am feeling
Brilliant.
alone.
Alone. Yeah. So
Yes.
I'm just going to mute you for a second. That is such an important thing that you've shared, which we will talk about in a moment. But yeah, so that's one of the things that is also why we fail at not being able to get what we want, right? Because like you said, it's tiring when you have to do all the work. Yeah. Okay, Arpita, you're on. Go ahead.
So in my case, it's more like I'm a little apprehensive about what others think of me. It's more, I mean, no matter how much I take a step forward, it's always that I think, will I be judged? So that's my biggest fears and what stops me from taking the next step
Yeah,
forward.
brilliant. Cool. So I'm going to hit the mute. Okay, so here's if you ask me, since I know a lot of you trusted and just sort of saw whatever you saw, some of you I've met before, some of you I've never met before, but something about the poster, or maybe it was a friend who sent this to you and that's why you're here. This is the beginning of this journey, and if you genuinely connected with the process, with what we've done today, what you and I have been through today, this is designed as a way to sort of unknot a lot of the reasons why you haven't been able to get your big dream or your big desire so far. So typically what I do is I do this as a process. And just to sort of put this into context, I don't know if all of you got to see that link where I shared literally like 30 years of my life in retrospect, meaning this is why I do what I do. This is why it's so important for me to continue to do this kind of work, because just like me, you're probably in that space even now where the things that you want come to you in fleeting moments and then they disappear, right? I've had these kind of visions in the past before, but I wasn't able to figure out how do I sustain this? How do I make sure that every day this is what I'm doing, right? Because for me, my gift that I have been given is to be in this space, to be able to help people, literally channel their own god, goddess, whatever you want to call it. It's literally that energy, and then do what it is that you're meant to do. So that's my gift that today I get to do. Literally, this is what I do every day, even if it's a Saturday or a Sunday. But more importantly, I'm saying this is really where I'm at, where typically I do this in you and me together. And the last 20 years of the hits, the misses, the wow, this is amazing, this is what I want to do, it comes in a moment and then it disappears. It comes in a moment and then it disappears, right? So for me, I've been able to crystallize this into literally 5 steps so that you are able to stay on the path. Because otherwise, I'll tell you what will happen typically, right? And we've all been there, which is why we are even here on a Saturday. Today's a Saturday, right? Today's a Saturday. On a Saturday, why we attend these kind of programs or courses, we feel good, and then we go about, and then life takes over. Yeah. So I would be amiss if I don't share with you that there is a way for you to focus on really not just the feeling of, wow, this is what I want to have, but to be able to sidestep or go beyond the things that hold you back, right? So for me, and I want to sort of, because we do have some time, maybe for about 5 minutes, I want to just open this forum up. You're welcome to type in, or just sort of one by one, like, or maybe one person has 3 questions. That's perfectly fine. But like, what is it that will help you to move beyond what's stopping you and live in that world where every day this is what you're doing? Every day your dream is not just a dream, it's reality. Yeah. And just to give you an example, I'm literally in a different space than I was 2 days ago, but I'm still getting to do this because there's something that I was able to unlock for myself. And part of what I do is to be able to help you find, not just know what you want, but to be able to unblock whatever's holding you back. The limiting beliefs that you have, the thoughts that you have about yourself, which are all based in the past. They're not based in the future. Because otherwise, in fact, you wouldn't even be here. You'd be somewhere else doing this for 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. I'm not saying everybody has to be a teacher or a trainer or a coach or none of that. But in your own space, you would be doing more of what you really want to do, which you aren't already doing today, right? So I'm just going to open this up for maybe about 5-6 minutes. Please hit the, how this works. So just hit the unmute button and let's just talk, right? And here's the beauty of it. The reason why we're all here together, because sometimes in this space, something that you say is probably going to help unlock somebody else. Yeah. So Veena is already ready. So go for it, Veena.
Rahul, just now I got a revelation. What are you still going to fail? The answer was inaction, and someone or something is pulling me back. Just now, I got a revelation when you asked this question, what will help you to make your dream a reality? I got my answer that I'm risk averse. I'm not taking risks.
Risk
So I
averse.
think,
Okay.
yeah, my answer is I have to take the risk and try it out.
And
That's it.
having said that, the how to take the risk, here's as you're speaking, I'm just going to share with you that if you don't know how to circumvent the how do I take the risk, that's one of the reasons that I'm here. Now it may be me, it may be somebody completely different that you connect with. Honestly, that's really the point. It's not so much about I'm the only teacher or whatever. No, even if this sort of wakes up that inside you saying, I know who I want to talk to, my job is done for right now. Yeah, that's honestly, that's the space that I'm coming from. Because if you feel that you're connected with the way that we've been, and obviously I think I've chatted with most of you before this session, but if you generally feel this is that moment that can take you to the next step, sign me up. That's basically the thought process. If it's not me and it's somebody else, if it's even like the yoga teacher down the road for you, please do it. Yeah, that's where I would come. That's where I'm coming from. Yes, Deepali. Your audio is muted, Deepali. Not able to hear you. Or you can just unplug your headphones. It'll play up anyway, because Zoom does this sometimes. Yeah, it's working. Go for it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go for it.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. It's always in last what's your big, like, that's the time you relate again, get back to know what is exactly that you're looking at in life. It's like there are so many dreams, or there's one dream, like there's so much of clutter of your wants and desires only.
Correct.
So that's the biggest question when you try to pen down. Right?
Yeah.
Achieving to TK, but at least you should be clear about. I mean, that's what I feel many times. Are you so clear about it?
Yeah.
Myself.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, today is and was designed to help you start that process.
Yeah, we started and we stopped it.
So that's where I'm saying, and I just want to put this out there because I also want to be mindful of time. The reason also why we're doing this in a group is that from here, if you feel that you want to continue this conversation, the next step, if you have that in your mind, rather than let it disappear, is that we do the same. When I say it's the same process, it's similar, but it's one-on-one. And it's free, because for me, this is where I'm coming from. You don't know me. You've never met me before. So I also have to be conscious of your conscious mind, right? Your mind, your intellect will be like, what if this fails, right? And one of the ways the mind in today's day and age evaluates is, how much do I have to pay to test, right? So I'm making it simple and I'm taking money out of the equation. It's free. It genuinely is free. It's anywhere between 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. And by the end of it, if you still feel, no, it didn't really work, I'm going to still look, I've done my job. If it clicked and you really feel that energy from inside, and you need to figure out, okay, what comes next, that's the conversation. Yeah? I like that breath. Okay. Anybody else has a question, please do use this time to our maximum. Or if there's something that's maybe at the top of your mind that's like, yeah, use this moment to just ask.
Rahul, why is nobody perfect? Why we need to keep on improving? That question comes.
Good question,
like
right?
Everyone has something to, hone and improve, and it's a lifelong process. Just like that, this thought.
So I'll give you the short answer. This is my experience of what I've been through all these years, because I've always, for some weird reason, I say weird because I didn't know it, I've always been obsessed with, it's almost like sometimes we ask that question, what is the meaning of life, right? Why am I here? right? Why me? Whether it's something that's good happening in our life or something that's bad happening in our life, that's always been there in my mind, right? And of late, I've come to realize it. Obviously, through some of my training, I've seen it, but it's been more at a mind level. Now I'm starting to really feel it, that the truth is that there is that so-called duality that exists in us, meaning we are this and that. Yeah, Veena's there. We are this and that, right? And as a result, there will always be that conflict, because sometimes we are this, sometimes we are that, right? We are never it, which is to say we are never one. We are never, um, uh, it's like they say source is one, and then there is the duality, the yin and the yang, or the yang, right? There is the here and there. Even in the English language, it's designed that way, isn't it? It's always this and that, here and there, yes and no, right and wrong. I mean, if you think about it, it's literally somewhere, like they say, a cosmic joke. They kind of, everything is split into two. But our purpose, if you really ask me, is to feel more and more that moment of, or the moments, or have, rather, let me rephrase that, to have more and more those moments of oneness. Like right now, I'm with you, right? Even though as I'm saying it, I'm feeling that because I'm sitting in a slightly colder room, I'm feeling there's the cold in I'm feeling the cold in my toes. But a moment before that, when I was talking to you, it's like as if we're sitting together and we're having this conversation. So it's just that when we fight that there is this and that, that's where the issues come up, right? And then we trace it back to, oh my God, when I was young, I wasn't loved, or somebody didn't hold me long enough, or say, oh, you're the best, or whatever it is that we sort of treat as our, sort of, to use the Freudian side of things, right? The psychoanalysis. I'm no psychoanalyst, but I'm just saying that we kind of go back and we hook it to something that happened at some point to somebody. It didn't happen to us because we are here and now, but there was a version of us that it happened to, right? So I just want to also make sure that we are not rushing. So if you have any more questions, please ask. Because this is not the Rahul the Zen Coach show, or this is not the Rahul the Zen Coach podcast where I get to just jibber jabber for like the next 15 minutes just because we have 15 minutes. This is really about you. So, and sometimes I can like get into my own head and forget that where we are. So yes, Sidhu, go ahead.
So actually, I'm a Reiki grandmaster as well as Arunachal trainer and sound healer.
Okay.
So especially I'm spiritual trainer. I can tell as a spiritual trainer.
Okay.
So step by step, I am improving the training of Reiki.
Okay.
But so I wanted to develop faster. So how can I develop? And also, this is my second source of income. What I am doing.
Correct.
First source of income.
So what's your question? What's your question?
So my question is, so how to develop faster my business?
So I'll tell you the shortest answer.
Yes.
Are you ready for it? You may not like it, but this is the shortest answer.
Okay.
Take that word how and because every day you ask the how, it will take you to places that you do not want to hear the answers from. Every day you ask the question how, it will take you to places that have disappointed you in the past. So think about that. They don't answer it right now. Just think about it. And I'd love to hear and I will also open up our group today after this call. I'm saying I'd love to hear your take on this. So we have about a minute and a half. So again, as I said, I really want to be mindful. Please do two things. We could do that moment right now. I'll take a screenshot of today's session. But definitely please do share your experience. When I say feedback, write about your experience of what you went through today on the group. I will open it up after this call. And the reason, there are two reasons actually. For the longest time, I've been in this space now for quite a while. I've been doing this for about 20 years. But I've never really asked people for, to write feedback that I could share with others, right? Because for me, just seeing you going through this, I know there's in a way, I've lived my purpose for the moment. But today we live in that world where I know that people out there need to see this and hear this, because it's a reminder for them to take charge of their own lives. Whether they do it by themselves, whether they do it with a teacher, whether they do it with a teacher and themselves, is secondary, right? So please do share your, when I say feedback, share your experience of what you went through, what was it like for you, and as a result, at this point, what's maybe that one thing that you feel that you really want to do next, right? Because this is, it's like we have about a minute, right? So like in the corporate scene, they say, oh, give the trainer feedback. This has got nothing to do with that, like 5 stars or 1 star, or it's none of that. It's just your experience that you're sharing that I get to share with the world, because it's about more people realizing that you can really take control of just being in the present. Honestly, if you ask me, that's the secret. The more you can be in the present, the more the answers will come to you, including the how, the what, all of that will come to you just like that. And then you'll know what to do next, and what to do next, and what to do next. Yeah.
So
yes, go ahead.
So what is the technique? Okay.
Go ahead.
What is Dipali? I mean, who's somebody else?
No, I get that. Go ahead, Dipali. What is that? What is?
That we need to live in the present. So we all know that we need to live in the present. So what is a technique to live in the present? How?
The shortest, the shortest answer. So I'll tell you, if you ask me, the one free hack from today is just stop asking how. If you want to know more, I'm always available. Like I said, that session is free. So please take advantage of the gift, open it and experience it for yourself. And then we'll be able to have more conversations. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Shivdeep.
Well, just to add, for Sidhu and Dipali, start asking why. Why do I need to increase my income? Rahul's hack, actually, not mine.
Yeah. So it's a 1 + 1. You get a well-used hack. Go ahead, Shivdeep.
I've been struggling a bit to overcome some habits now. All this while, the thing was, how do I do this? How do I quit it? But the day Rahul thought a technique of why to quit it, that became much clearer. Though I didn't follow it fully, my inaction. But why should I do this? If I'm clear, things start answering.
And just to loop that in, Shivdeep, and again, we'll continue this conversation, but I really want to be mindful of the time. Even now, when you ask yourself, to use your words, why have I not fully followed through? You might just surprise yourself. So on that note, we're going to wrap today's session. Oh, okay, let me do it this way. If everybody's fine, we can extend for another 5 minutes, because I know now questions are starting to pop up. And I know Arpita has a question. So if everybody's fine, just raise your thumbs up, so I know you're good. Okay, even Ship. Yeah, so you know what? Just put your thumbs up, and I'm just going to, oh, you know what? It's okay. Let's just, if everybody's fine, just put your thumbs up. Yeah, physical or virtual is fine. And I'll take a screen grab of it anyway, because we're recording this. So yes, go ahead, Arpita.
So this is one thing that's kind of baffled me and kind of surprised me all the time. Most of us are wondering how or why or what, all of these things, but the answers pop to you at really weird times. I mean, it just comes to your mind. So, I mean, you wouldn't even know the source, how this even came, how the answer even came. And there's so many times, Rahul, you've told me, just stay with it, just stay with it and it'll come to you. So my question is, I mean, why is it that way? I mean, why doesn't it just come when we
Again,
ask it to come?
The short answer,
Instant.
this is sort of like
Instant noodles not
how,
available.
well, actually it is. Actually it is.
Sorry, I didn't hear Shivdeep.
Okay, so he said, this is Shivdeep being himself. He said Maggi noodles is not available. The fact is, it is. But this is where a constant and continuous self-practice continuously is the way to become that channel that is always open to the flow. Like
Right.
every day now, which I didn't do before as much, today I do it more, which is why I have more of it for my own life, in my own experience now, as compared to 3 years ago, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 30 years ago. As long as you make a conscious practice of being unconscious, a conscious practice of being unconsciously conscious. And I know it's open to you because you do this for a living, right? Like you've got your brand right behind you, right? Karubi Yoga, right? You practice this, yeah. It's like and subscribe. You practice this, and so all it means is that you just do more of the practice. Because here's the beauty of it: you have found your practice. Now it's about steeping yourself more in that practice, so that you literally resonate it. I mean, just think about it. There's something about what you heard or saw in what came to you, which is why you're sitting here today in this session, right? Each of you. That's what I'm saying, that when you resonate with that more and more every day, and literally, as I say, get out of your own way by getting more into the way, right? The Tao is what? The way, right? Right? And I send this to you as a group. There's this thing called the Tao, T-A-O, which is pronounced Tao, but Tao of Pooh, like Winnie the Pooh. It's one of the most hilarious, and it's an audio book, right? And of course, there's a physical book as well. But it's one of the most hilarious things, which is basically, if you're able to stay in the present, and the more you're able to stay in the present, then what you want a moment later will anyway come to you in the present. Go ahead, Arpita.
So I just wanted to share this also. So there are so many times that, I'm a yoga instructor by profession. So there's so many times that clients ask me some question which I wouldn't have pondered over previously.
Correct.
But the answer just comes to me.
Exactly.
I don't know from where. I don't know. I can answer them and convince them also. And then I go back and think.
Not to cut you off, but I've done that on purpose because again, we're here as a group. I'm taking the question out of that, which is how the hell can I do that in my own life? That's probably the question. And the shortest answer is by just practicing to be more present for yourself in your own life. That's it. So I'm just going to use this because this is what I love about it, right? We could probably go on for another 10 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour, which is a good thing. It's like the perfect satsang, as they say, like, the meeting of like-minded souls right now for a length of time. So I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to, at some point, move all of you from this group to one sort of common WhatsApp pool where, as and when I keep experimenting and finding things, as I said, like the Tao of Pooh, I'm going to share that with you. If two things: one, you're okay for me to move all of you to that one common, we'll just call it deep trance visualizations because that's where we've met for this. So obviously it'll not just be 7, it'll be more of you, and with time there're going to be more of you. So I'll do that. And before I close today's group, please do or remove you from this group to the next. please do drop me your experience of today. As I said, you can either do that directly into my directly to me or on the group. Either ways is fine. Yeah. So I really want to thank you for spending the time. I hope you've really got, or at least got something out of today, out of this moment, out of this time, because it's actually just been over an hour that we've been together. It just feels like the longest time, in a really good way. So thank you once again, and hope you guys have a awesome weekend ahead.
Rahul, can I just add something, value addition, like what Shivdeep said, why? With that, who also is the question to be asked, who can help me? So I think you are one such person. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And on that happy note, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here and trusting and staying on all the way and really sort of absorbing. So I will see you online, and I will, at some point, I'm sure we will meet in person. So thank you once again, and see you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sidhuji.
Thank you.